My name's Kiki Hyatt, and I'm 37 years old, and I'm a single mother of 2 young boys, Zane, who is 9, and Mason, who is 7. In 2 weeks, I'm going to be having the David Kim Inverted Gastric Sleeve, better known as the gastric sleeve. And at that time, they're going to take 75 to 80% of my stomach, which will allow me to have 3 ounces of food at each meal. So the question has been, why? Why are you doing this surgery? And the answer for that is, I'm doing it for me. I want to be healthy. I want to feel better. I want to have more energy. I have tried every diet. I have been overweight my entire life. I have tried diets from pills. I have tried diets from cutting out different things like total fat grams or cutting out all the carbs. I've tried Atkins like for the carbs, and I've even done Weight Watchers. Weight Watchers and the fat grams I was actually very successful on and losing weight. I lost 68 pounds and 57 pounds on those 2 diets. Each time I continue to gain over and over again. And so it is a constant roller coaster of weight gain, weight loss, weight gain. The last time I went to the doctor, they told me I was on the verge of being diabetic. And I see my grandmother being a diabetic, and I do not want that for my future, nor do I want that for my boys. And so I feel like with this surgery, I'm going to have more of an opportunity to stay focused, because I'm going to have to stay focused. I have to drastically change the way I eat, the way I exercise, and I can't get off of it. I can't go astray. I have to stay focused. The turning point for me to have this procedure is because I want to be a healthier person. My boys are always asking me, Mama, let's go do this. Mama, let's go play. Let's do some baseball. Can we go play basketball? And I'm out of energy. I'm exhausted. I can't move fast like I used to. And I want to be able to get down on the floor and wrestle with them and play and not take forever to get up off the floor because I'm so overweight and out of breath. I don't want that for myself. I don't want that for my boys. And what am I teaching them by letting them see me be that way? I want to be a person who guides them and shows them how to be healthy, how to do the things that we need to do, not only for myself, but for them as well. Because if I'm healthy, then I can help them be healthy. Well, so I did tell all my family, and the majority of them are very supportive. They, of course, have concern, but mostly out of what could possibly be the unknowns or the long-term effects. They just worry about me and want me to make a safe and wise decision. At first, I was waiting to tell my boys, but mainly because I didn't want them to worry. They would be very worried if they knew that I was having surgery and not knowing what the outcome of that would be. And so I wanted to explain to them why I wouldn't be eating with them and what it is that I'm having done to help me be a healthier person. I have done a lot of research before I made this big decision. And in some of that research was asking those who I knew that had already had the surgery. I had a list of questions that I asked each of them, but the most important one to me was, if you had to make the decision all over again, would you do it? Every one of them said that they would, except for 2 people. And those 2 people only said they wouldn't because they wanted to choose a different type of gastric surgery, since there's others to choose from. They have not had the success from the one that they chose. If you're not familiar with bariatric gastric surgeries, there are multiple ones to choose from. However, I chose the gastric sleeve because I felt like it was the best fit for me. There were other ones that I felt just weren't a true natural process, which some people laugh at me when I say that. But for example, the gastric bypass, you completely bypass your stomach. So with this one, at least the same process is still taking place. The food is still being broken down the same way. I just have a smaller stomach in order to consume less food. And again, I just felt like that was the best decision for me. Yes, there are risks with surgeries, and there are risks with this surgery as well. Some of those are the possibility of being malnutritioned. There are possibilities after surgery getting blood clots in your lungs, in your legs. So it is so important that you follow the guidelines to a T as far as the nutrition that you have to consume each day, the liquids you have to consume each day, and the activity that you need to do every day. Well, I did do a lot of research. I watched videos, I looked up on the internet, I read all kinds of reviews on each of the surgeries, I talked to multiple people, I read stories. I I looked into doctors' backgrounds. I looked at several doctors. I made phone calls and talked to the office and asked how long they had been in practice, how many they had done, and what their success rates were. But I chose Dr. Kim because I felt like he was the best one for me. I even went to another doctor. He was my second choice. And the only reason I went with the first one was because he was on my insurance. But that's not always the best fit just because they're on your insurance. I felt like it was a meat market. I felt like they were just running people through one after another and they weren't truly there for the patient. And when I went there, I just felt like I was at home. I felt at peace when I walked in. I felt very comfortable. Everyone was completely friendly. And he actually took the time to learn about me, to talk to me and find out why I was there. Another reason I chose Dr. Kim was because of his success rate. He has 0% failure of surgery, and he meets 99.9% in the suturing line of his surgeries, which means no leakage. And that is a very important step of this surgery. I will no longer get to enjoy some of the things that I've always enjoyed eating or drinking. I will no longer be able to have carbonated drinks. If I were, the carbonation would be able to erupt the stomach line where the sutures are at, build up a lot of gas within your system, and make you very uncomfortable. If you eat a lot of high carbs, fatty, substance foods, you will continue to vomit. And that's not something that I want to do. So that will make me want to stay more on track and eat the healthy things. Anything that you eat over the limit that you were told to will make you get sick, and that should be enough to make someone stay within the limits of what you're to have. My doctor and I have agreed on a goal for myself. At this time, I weigh 262 pounds, and I want to weigh 180. I'm 5'7", and my BMI is 41.3. And so with all that information, he does feel like that would be a healthy goal weight for me. I think once the boys see what a change it has made in me for the better, that they'll look back on this and realize that we made the right choice as a family. I've had people ask me, if you can be this determined and can lose weight by doing this surgery, how come you can't do it on your own? Well, I'll tell you, I have done it on my own, but it's harder to continue it and keep it off on my own. What I would say to people who say you're cheating, you're taking the easy road, I would look them in the eye and say, you haven't walked a day in my shoes, and you have no idea how I feel or what I've gone through my entire life.